Hello, hello. Hello. Anybody hear me? Okay, cool, we're running. Awesome sauceum. Give me 1 second, guys. I'll get going. Alrighty, let's get started here. So what's up, guys? This is the Patreon feedback stream. If you guys want to submit a song, then just submit it in the Patreon. You can become a member and just send it in there. There's a form in the page. You can just submit that stuff. It'll ask you a few questions. So let's get started. Ah, fuck. Okay. And first up, we have Avada. Awesome to see Avada. Avada. Suffocate. 140 BPM whip. Awesome. That's all I want to see. And down the neighborhood. Awesome to see that. I think I used to this like streaming setup. I moved it around a little bit, and so I'm just like kind of getting used to it. All right. So I'm gonna take notes. The way to do this on the feedback stream is I listen to the whole song all the way through, and then I just take notes as I'm going, and then I will just go on each thing I noted and kind of explain further on it. Today is gonna be a little bit shorter. Just heads up to you guys. Only gotten a few submissions, so it's gonna be a little short. I have a few other songs to go over, but yeah. Probably because we're all in the holidays. Like today's literally New Year's Day. Happy New Year's, everybody! 2025. Let me know what your New Year's resolutions are. Mine is to make more music, which I need to do. 2025 showcase. Maybe soon. Who knows? Let's go ahead and listen to this. actually very enjoyable song by Yavata. I didn't have like too many problems with this, honestly. A lot of my issues with how distorted everything was. I think your sound design was pretty solid. I didn't have any notes on there where I was like disappointed, except for it being kind of dry and saturated. I think you have a general problem with over distorting things and making them too loud. It's like you can chill out a little bit with that. It doesn't have to be like the loudest thing in the world. That's kind of what I learned making Tear Out 2. Everybody wants it really loud and destructive and distorted. At the end of the day, if it sounds like too loud, people are going to turn it down. So let's go on the notes. Intro is really cool. I felt like intro is really recognizable. Did you get that vocal from Smile 2 or something? Why does it sound like the Smile 2 vocal? Where like she's crying. That's what I'm talking about, right? That's fucking it? What is this? What am I clicking? There's some shit. She's like laughing maniacally or some shit. Yeah. Popcorn on the floor, obviously. Yeah, it sounds like that. Man, what kind of dream would it be if I could go on there and make like creepy laughs? It was from some random music video I found. Damn, that's just what it reminded me of because it just sounded like that. But maybe my brain is like, oh, crying, laughing woman. Oh, there it is. Smile 2. Yeah. I think your drums right here are really drowned out. Like, it sounds weird. You're mixing them really far back, as if like in the distance somewhere. Like I'm kind of thinking, if I'm putting myself in a scene, listening to this song. Like I'm kind of next to a concert, but not like in it, you know, where it's like it's reverberating around, you know, buildings and shit around the surrounding area. I think for the style you're going for, probably bring those drums up a little bit more. Just turn them up, and probably. Bringing the cymbal up as well. So turn the kick and the snare up, and then bring the cymbal up more. It sounds good here. But I think it's because you have like other drums layered on top of it too. That might be why. That's reverb. I mean, reverb isn't a bad thing. Are you like, you're adding it to already dry cymbals? Because there's a way you can process it that makes it sound right. If you just slap reverb onto the drums, it's not gonna sound good, and it's gonna be kind of weird and wonky. I'll show you how to like mess with that in a second. Yeah, so you have 2 fake outs here. Right here. And then immediately after what, like 8 bars? Like that's not enough space. And they don't have one in the next 8 bars. It's really weird. You should take out this fake out, put it here, or just don't have any more fake outs. Okay. I still feel like everything's really distorted. So your kick, I can tell it's really, really distorted because I hear that blown out speaker sound where it's just like, it's distorting so fucking much. You're basically making it into a square wave with the low end. Your snare sounds fine, I guess. You could... the snares are so hard to, like, diagnose. Your fundamental is too distorted. I can hear it's like a big doof sound. But there's a snare like a transient and the tail are falling a bit behind. So I guess... Oh, it's hard to say. You could get an EQ and target the fundamental, bring it down a decibel. I would say probably a decibel or 2. And then bring the whole snare up about a decibel. And I think a transient shaper would work well with this because it seems like it just worked well with the snare, honestly. Like I just would love to hear a transient shaper on it. You can use any ones from whichever you prefer. Just make sure it's a really, really, really fast transient. You don't want the transient shaper to be hitting the body at all. Just only the transient. Like that tick sound. I'm doing good, Steven. How about you? I'm just going through Avada's song, ripping and shredding it apart. I just literally started making him cry. You should have seen it earlier. He's fucking... I really hurt him, man. Anyways, yeah, the master is too loud. Over all that. The B section was nice. I think this scream in particular, I guess I didn't point it out when I was first listening. You're distorting it too much here. There's a lot of that pressure in the higher region. It kind of sounds like you had a bass, you distorted it to fucking shit, and then you added a separate sub with it, which doesn't really work. You should not distort it as much and see how it sounds, and see if there's a way you can salvage that bass, that sub that's already in the patch. It sounds weird because I can tell you have it really distorted, you have a bunch of dispersers on it, and I can hear the literal, like, sound distorting against the sub, but then you have a separate sub with it, and the phases just don't line up, and it sounds kind of weird. It's like the only sound in here that I would say is not that good. All the other basses are pretty cool in here. Yeah, that's probably why it kind of sounds weird to me, I guess. If there's already transient shaper on there, make it really, really fast. If you're gonna use transient shapers on snares in particular, make them really, really fast, or they'll sound really fucked up. If you like, if you were to take like a snare recording, like imagine you got a field mic and smacked on a snare drum, and the field mic was recording at some crazy low volume, like negative 100 decibels or something. If you look at the snare drum with all that room it would literally sound like a pop sound. Or like when people record guns, you know, when you typically think of a gun recording, you think of like, I don't know, like Call of Duty, right? You shoot the gun, you hear it, it's like really loud, you know, there's a bunch of reverb and shit. But then if you like turn the actual recording down so far down to where like nothing distorts, it will sound like popcorn. And that's because the transient is so fucking loud that it clips in the microphone all the time. And so if you want to mimic that, you want to have your transients clip because it makes it sound tighter. It's going to smack into your compressor or master chain, and it's going to take so much more oomph out of the track. So just compress that transient to shit. I've seen Fox Stevenson, he had like a stream he did where he would just like he had like some dumb way. I'm sorry, I had to call it stupid because it was kind of fucking dumb. He would duplicate like the snare track twice, and the second snare track he would literally physically cut the snare to where it was only the transient. And I was like, what the fuck? Why are you doing like that? You can do it literally any other way, but you're gonna choose the most like weird fucking way to do it. Okay, but you would do that, and I mean it makes sense. It works. It's just the way you did it was weird. But it made the transient sound way sharper, way better. You can do it with kicks, but with kicks in particular, I mean it's not as important to get that transient out. The whole point of the kick is for there to be low end. But for snares, dude, snare sound design, that's where that shit is. Using a sub oscillator in Serum for that bass. Mess around. Batch, I think Sprucer. Prefix and low pass that causing. You can play around with the sorting of effects. I find with a lot of sound design problems people have, it's the way they sort their effects. Like if you're having a dedicated sub like next to an already processed bass, you can probably mix that sub somewhere along the FX line. So like say your effects rack is like on your main bass, it's like OTT, disperser, and distortion. Okay. And you have like a high pass in there, so you can high pass it and have the dedicated sub and all that. You can probably take the disperser and saturation out and just have the OTT and high pass, and then put them into a bus and have the sub distort with the disperser in there, and it would sound fine because you're not destroying anything from the original bass. You're just adding the sub into it. Yeah, I mean that EQ is like kind of more like a band-aid thing. I think if you already had a transient shaper on there, it might have been boosting the fundamental 2 a little bit in like a really weird way. So just play around with that. I would say firstly mess with the transient shaper, and then secondly apply the EQ and see if that seems to work. But you want to kind of stay away from that big doof sound. Some would argue it's probably like a taste thing, but personally, I really hate when snares have that big doof. I fucking really hate it. Anyways, what are other notes? Section basses are really dry. Yeah, they're just not taking up that much space. They're somewhat mono. They're pretty stereo, but for my preference, they're not as stereo as I would like them to be. Yeah, that's probably the issue then. Then just like make it to where it only boosts the transient. For the basses, I would say if you have, it sounds like you have a dedicated sub with the top layers on it. The top layers, you can do whatever you want to them. You can add as much shit as you want. It does not matter because it's being cut anyway. It's being put against the sub anyways. Like you can go to town with it. My basic setup is like I'll have a reverb bus and I'll just route it into there, and then I'll add some nice width just automatically. you can do that and just high pass it at like 600 hertz and be fine. Just put it to like max width as well, so it's just like all width. And also add some nice high end crunch. You can even add some bass layers to it. You can add like a distorted white noise layer with it to follow the sub or something like that. Just really anything. And yeah, there's too much saturation on your basses in particular. I think you are saturating them too much. Your sub basses should be mostly clean. It does not take any thought to just distort a sub bass with saturation. Like, it's gonna sound fat, I guess, but it's so uninteresting, and it just sounds like you're slamming the bass against a wall, which you're kind of doing if you're doing it that way. Try less distortion on the sub. No, I think that sounds better. I'm gonna show you this shit. Okay, cool. All right, it's like the snare. Let's look up snare. Let's use this one. Snare. Oh fuck! I gotta do this shit. I hate when I have to do this. There you go. So the big doof sounds come right here. You see that like sine wave looking thing? A little closer. There we go. Doof. So the way he did it is he like duplicated it like this. Had it only affect the transient. This guy you can boost as much as you fucking want. You can immediately hear the difference. The way I would say to do it is just fucking get a transient shaper like this. This is how I do it. I set to the highest speed and like do that, like unironically. The problem is that sometimes it boosts other shit, which can be an issue. There's like a big multitude of ways you can do this too. Another fucking way you can do it, Shiverbox. Make sure it's triggered by audio, and then you like make it really, really fast. Even faster. Even faster. I'm like, okay, and I cut it this much. And then I turn the trim. And that's like how you do it. It's like another way to transient shape. These are all like silly ways too. Like there's so many ways you can go about doing that. What was the other thing I was gonna show you? Oh yeah, the buses. So let's say I'm just gonna load up a preset, I guess. Let's use one of my like Serum basses. Okay. So if I just wanted to add like some width to this to make it more more wide or space heavy, something like that, I just have these reverb stems I can send to. So I can just go over here, boop, instant reverb, and I can just adjust the length here, don't worry about it. If I want to turn it down, I can just minimize, or I can reduce how much noise is being sent to that send. I can make this as wide as I want. And then if I wanted to, I can go to the send. I can send it to like my instrument bus, my bass bus, whatever you're gonna call it. And then I can process it here. So maybe I want to distort it against the sub a little bit. I might turn the sub up. Fucking get away from me, bitch. Get some saturation. So now it's like completely flat, and it's just good to go to the master. Fun, right? For mastering, I think you do have an issue with mastering, so I'm gonna go over that really quick. Mastering, I keep it really simple. I think you keep it simple as well. It's just you need to reduce your like loudness. So your main things you want to do when mastering, I think in Tear Out in particular, since you're doing that kind of transient method where you want to be slammed into there, it would be ideal to have a limiter, right? A limiter with like no release at all. It's basically like a hard clipper, essentially. If I boost it, it just basically sounds like saturation. So that's fine, right? Except sometimes if your sub goes in here, even like 3 decibels or something, which isn't too unheard of, you can hear some significant low-end saturation. This bass is kind of like really saturated, but if it was a cleaner bass, like if you had a dedicated sub in your case, let me get a notch. Like you can hear it. This is how it should sound by normal default. Even 3 decibels, you can hear the overtones start getting generated, which you kind of want to avoid. So to prevent that from happening, if you want to have those really clipped transients and not have like your basses being distorted like this, an easy thing you can do is to add a very soft saturator on there. So if you like have the input gain somewhat low and then run into that hard kind of clipped master, the limiter, then you can get best of both worlds. You can use any saturator you want. You could literally use M saturator if you wanted to. You just have to like mess with the input, and you have to pay attention to the graph. So mess with this on how much distortion you want. Like right there sounds fine. And then I can have it run into the hard clip kind of limiter thing. And see, like the peaks are kind of already cut here. But it's not making that low end overbearing and fucking insane. So now I have free will to boost it, and I can just boost it about a decibel or 2. Doesn't add too many overtones into the bass. So I get best of both worlds. The one I use for saturation is typically the Smart. What's it called? Fuck. I forgot what that bitch is called. Oh, Newfangled Saturate. So there's this one. I guess I like this one more because you can mess with the drive a bit easier. Instead of a saturator, probably use a wave shaper. Yeah, probably like this guy, something like this. So that way you can see the input better, and then you can adjust the actual wave instead of messing with the input. Yeah, this would be better. Use a wave shaper instead. Just make it very soft though. And it can be any wave shaper you want. I use Newfangled Saturate because it has like some like algorithm to like preserve, detail preservation right here. It like preserves the high end, so like you know, when you distort a sub with white noise, it doesn't like start buzzing. It keeps that from happening. And I think for mastering in particular, it's kind of important to do that. I can see the waveform here, and I can see, oh, well, my transit's being cut. I know you can't really see the transients with a gun bass, but fuck it, I'll just add like a snare, some shit. Okay, make some fucking tear out, guys. And so yeah, it gets rid of that like crazy transient, and then I can go into here. I don't have to edit that much, and I can even choose like a softer limiter too, because this is all doing all the distortion, like big work. But yeah, that's my mastering method. You guys should adopt that. And I think it would help you, specifically Avada, with that. To keep your masters from clipping so much. Oh gosh, there's a lot of chats. Yeah, using sends is so big, dude. Like, use sends for fucking anything you can. I have a delay send. I have a reverb send. You can even have like some crazy weird ones. Like, I'm sure you can get like a fucking crunch send, you know, like some spaces shit. Have a white noise send. You know, you send the bass to something, it generates like distorted white noise. Literally anything. You can do so much with sends. And even just having like parallel compression too. That's a big one too. A lot of like dumb little rock people like, they think it's so powerful, but you can do something like that if you wanted to. Okay, let's move on to the next track. Kind of went off on like how to mix and master. Mixing and mastering is a big deal to me, and I think I'm like pretty up there with it. There's so much to learn. All right, next we have Desties. Get to your track. I think he was talking in the Patreon or the Discord chat. If y'all have like Patreon and Discord, like say what's up. Do 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 do. Okay, we just got word from Desties that he wants to skip his track for now because he says he probably fucked it up. Because the snare is all messed up in the drop or something, so I'm gonna skip it for now. I'll come back to it. Alright, Mecha Wolf. What do you got for us, Mecha Wolf? Desties, if you can, replace it or just send another submission, up to you. Okay, Mecha Wolf. Okay, there's like something weird with your music that I can't put my finger on, and it's like bothering me. Your Whenever you send a submission, your stuff just sounds like really like dull. I don't know why my keyboard's disconnecting and reconnecting constantly. Stop. Fuck. Why? Okay. That's privilege. No more USB for you. Anyways, okay, let's go from the top. Flow's really cool. I like it a lot. I fucking vibe to it. It's sick. Good shit. Love it. The snare. Poor little snare, dude. He's so far behind in the world. Can't keep up with the loud bass and the cool ass rhythm. Just get an EQ of some sort. Just put some high end on there. I would say probably not. Don't boost like the very high end. Boost like the mid highs and get some good tail action. Probably for that. I think that would work. You're kind of looking for like the sound. No, you don't really want to add some to it. That'd be fucking kind of painful. Oh fuck. Your sub. It's like the same thing I was talking about earlier with the high end in your songs. Like your high end sounds really dull. Like it's just compressed really hard. And your low end is also doing the same thing. Do you have like an OTT on your master just at 100% or something? Because this is the only thing I can think of that would be the case. Do you have some kind of multiband dynamics thing doing that? Because if so, you need to fix it. Legit, like send me a song next time that does not have a compressor, like multiband compressor on the master or something. It's like my best guess of what you have going on. It makes your sub sound really weak, and it also the way I'm just assuming you're using OTT. You will notice if you put OTT on a song, just on the master, it will decrease like the sub, the fundamental sub, and then boost its harmonics on there, and then it'll take a lot of energy and dynamics. Excuse me. It'll take a lot of that dynamics away from the high end. I think that's what's going on. Your high end has like no dynamics. It's just always on. And you just always hit the high end on. I can't distinguish a hi-hat from a bass, from a snare. It's basically white noise. Like I can barely tell there's a hi-hat there just because it's a peak at like 10K or something. Yeah, and your sub, it sounds like a square wave. Am I kidding myself? Do you have a square wave on your sub? They're very bright. Do you have like multiband dynamics on or some shit? Like at all? Yeah, something we're going through sub too. It's like, it sounds like it's being hard clipped or something, and it just does not sound good. It's like, it is like a mix. A mix of what? Like your headphones and multiband dynamics? Because it doesn't matter what you're using for your headphones, the listeners are still gonna hear it. You can change one thing. If you can, what does this sound like without dynamics, the multiband dynamics in your song? If you can send that over, I would love to hear it. I'm gonna get an example. Let's get a fucking example out, guys. Different waveforms. I'm kind of like confused now. It's in my headphones, most likely. They're very right. It is like a mix. Different waveforms. I'm sorry, I don't really understand. Okay, so when you have OTT on the master like this. Oh shit, that's the wrong part. I kind of have to put it really like extreme for you to hear it, obviously. I'm not saying this is what you're doing, but can you kind of hear how the low end of the song, like you start hearing its harmonics? Like suddenly you can hear all that like gurgly low end. And you can immediately tell the difference here. And the high end is way worse. I'm kind of having a hard time following what you're saying. But just send another version of it's not like distorted. Also, I have to play Contribute, man. Real photo of Agni starting out with music production. That is me. I did have some aliens beam some information via tinfoil hat. Little do you guys know, the tinfoil hats is how they get access to your brain waves. And they physically altered it so I can be a little freak. And then I turned out like with a deformed head and everything, and I started liking EDM. My parents were like, why? What happened to our son? You know, and life moved on. Ultion. What do you got for us, Ultion? You only want mixing advice. Dude. That's fucked up, man. That's fucked up. You're gonna have me do feedback on your song and only want mixing feedback? Shaking my head. Also, fuck me. Is your name spelled Olshin or something? Or pronounced Olshin? I don't know if I asked this before and you like told me, so I'm sorry if I got it wrong. Okay. The mixing, it's okay. It's not bad. It's not like that great. It's just okay. For the most part, you don't have that many elements going on at the same time, so it's not like it was really hard to get a good mix down from this. Only a few things stood out. The Eurosonic drums sound really weird to me. They sound like they have a notch filter on them of some sorts. Like, did you put something on there? They sound. It sounds like you put a notch filter in the mids or something. It sounds weird. Should probably fix that. The drop is pretty cool. It also sounds like there's a notch like on the bass, and that kind of makes me think that there's like some. Did you put a notch filter on the master or something? Yeah, it sounds like you have a notch filter somewhere in there, and it's like, it's not working for me because it sounds like it's a mistake. And your sub. You do have a clean sub, which I appreciate. I like having clean subs like that. But it sounds like something is off with it. And I downloaded your song so I could see if there's any clues. Oh, I think the reason why it sounds weird is because I don't know if you can hear this. Okay, you can. I don't know if you can even hear this. Was I on the production stream thing the entire time? Fuck me. It sounds like there's two kicks here. I think your sidechain's too strong. Or I'm not like too strong, but it's too like I don't know the word for it. Like imagine this is your sidechain, right? Your sidechain sounds like it is like an on and off switch. Like it's doing fucking this. Like that bass just comes in so hard and so delayed. You should ease into it. I don't know what sidechain plugin you're using, or if you're using a plugin at all, or you're just manually automating clips or something. You should separate the low and mids. This would be helpful. What is fucking going on outside? Fuck, there's like some demon outside barking. You can separate the lows and the highs. Like if you want the sub and highs different, you can do that. And you can have the low be for as long as the kick duration, and you can even have it like really sharp. Sharp, I guess, is like the best word to use. You can have it really sharp, and then the high end, you can have be softer. Because all you need to worry about with a kick and high end is just making sure that the kick transient comes through. That's all you really need to worry about with the high end and side chaining. So if you get the transient to come through nice, then that's all you really need to care about. Just make it softer so the bass isn't so like, weird. And, you might also just be delaying your bass a whole thing. That's probably what you're doing as well. But even then, like, it still applies to your low end too. Also, damn, can we talk about this? What the fuck? I mean, I'm fine with it. It sounds cool. Sounds cool to me. Yeah, sidechain is like the biggest thing, I think. Also the notch. You have like a weird notch. What do you got going on with the notch? Sounds fucking weird, man. But no, I like the song. I like it. Very clean. Good mix down overall. Cursed waveform. Dude, some of my songs are fucking cursed looking. Like shit. What's the most cursed one I have? I don't even know if I could find it in time because I'll just be searching. Yeah, I probably couldn't find it, but just trust me. Just believe me. Just trust me, guys. The fuck? What's this? I don't know what the fuck that is. Okay. Did you happen to set a new submission in? Testes. It could be just your bass. Did you like do some kind of notch in the middle or something? That could be why. Oh, fuck. Oh, you did send a new one. This is a revised version. The sub is quieter in the last version because I took out the distortion in the sub Gloop channel. So I'm aware that it needs to be louder, and I will fix later. But everything from my last submission requests demands Julie check out. Okay. One schmeckend. One little schmeckend. Feedback time. We're getting there. Oh gosh. Ugh. Fuck. Dude, why is it so loud?
Hush, child. What you were made for.
Okay. Fuck. I think from last time it was a lot better, but you had like you have less issues than you did last time, but the issues you have still, the few that you have are pretty big. But thankfully they're pretty easy to fix, so don't get too discouraged on that. Let's just put it. Let's just see what it looks like in FL, because I feel like I can just fix it. I can fix it. It's like I'm talking to like a emo girl, some chick. I can fix you. I can fix you. Don't worry. Okay. So so off the bat, you can kind of see it turns from, pretty dynamic. We're chilling. Our sub is is not clipping. The fuck? Why is it so fucking loud? Dude, your kick. Look at your kick. It's a square wave. Dude, this poor soul. Fucking. Dude, turn the entire drop down. Or. I don't know if you turn the entire drop down. Just like the main bass, though. Like the high end part. Like, I'm just gonna tell you. Wait, I can use multipass. Hold on. Even better. Multipass. Fuck yeah. Yeah, so anything. And I can add more bands, that's right. Fuck yeah. Like, that sounds just way better already. Like this entire band from here. Fuck off, Fabular, I don't care. This area. Everything is highlighted in green. Can you even see this? Am I being stupid? Okay. You can, if the issue is loudness, how is it that people achieve the LUFS? Dude, do not base LUFS on anything. Like, LUFS are so trivial and so, like, unimportant. Like, do not be based on... I knew a guy. I'm gonna show him this part of the video where I'm gonna say, don't give a shit about LUFS. It's... he was like, with sudden death, he has positive LUFS. He has positive 3 LUFS, so I want to try and get there. And his song just sounded fucking ass. It was distorted, and I was like, bro, just turn it down. I had to, like, treat him like he was some fucking crack addict because he kept turning his songs up so much, and he was just, like, seeing the fucking number going up. And it's like, sure, dude, the number's up, but don't care. Like, don't give a fuck about the LUFS. It doesn't matter. If you really want to give a shit about LUFS, well, guess fucking what? Every streaming service turns your song down based on LUFS. So what are you actually doing when you sound design and mix and master off of LUFS and getting it as loud? They're just gonna turn it fucking down. You're gonna have a bricked ass song turned down so far down that it's like, it's useless. It's gonna sound like ass. How is it people achieve the LUFS? Well, they do it while it being painful to the ears. It's because LUFS is like based on things that I think it's based on like the human hearing, but it's also just not accurate. You know, it's based on like high end mainly. You can achieve LUFS, getting a easy LUFS by just high end. I'm sorry, I'm reading your comments. Yeah, I was literally told make the kick louder. No, don't make the kick louder. Your kick, they're saying make a kick louder because your bass is so fucking loud. Like, if you turn the bass down instead, you wouldn't have to turn the kick up. The kick would be fine. You just turn the bass down. The kick and imagine snare. If I lower the basses and the drums... If I lower the basses, the drums can also be lowered. You can leave the drums where they are. And just lower the basses. And I'm not even talking about the sub, necessarily. It's like the top part of your basses. So I think you're doing the same thing too, where like, you have a dedicated sub and they have like your bass layer or whatever. Just turn like the layer where it's like the high end of your bass. Just turn that down. You can leave the sub and the kick and the snare where they are. Just turn the high end of the basses down. in light of what you're saying right now about LUFS, I've watched Nimda's mixdown explanations and took that advice with my advice. Is it just a skill issue? Oh, dude. I mean, again, it's just a tool for referencing stuff. If you're basing your entire mixdown and master off of one tool, that's a problem. You need to be basing your mixdown off of multiple tools. And that's even not even considering like using your ears and making sure it sounds good in the first place. So let's see how easy it is to achieve LUFS. What meter do I even use? It's like the Uline loudest meter or whatever. Oh wait, I need to I need to turn this off. Wow, congrats, you have negative 0.3 LUFS. Now let's see how easy it is to just fucking destroy the sound and get even more LUFS. Right? Wait, what the fuck? Oh, it's after. Wait, where's my, oh, shit. That's why. I need to add it here. And I'm gonna turn all these guys off because I think I was using it for another thing. Holy shit, 8 LUFS! Guys! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh, 16 LUFS! Holy fuck! Yeah, it's based just off of the high end here. So if you just base off of that, you're kind of eliminating the sub from the equation completely. If you turn the sub up, it doesn't do it nearly as much, and I'm maxing the sub out. So just don't base it solely off of LUFS. You can reference it to be like, oh, well, my songs are this. I want my songs to be around like the thing that I see levels do is when they master, they like have a target for a range. So they'll say like, I want to make sure my song's between -7 to 3, -3 LUFS. So they would be looking at that range. So if you're looking at a range, I think it's better. Oh no, I'm not basing it off of LUFS at all. I'm not mixing to achieve LUFS. I mean, the bass is hit at +6 dB. The bass is hit at +6 dB? Oh my gosh. Like, the bass is including the sub? Or just the high end of the basses? Because fuck. If you're like mastering like that anyways, mixing, I mean, that's kind of not good because you can't really see how loud it actually is. So I think on FL Studio, it's like it only goes up to +6 decibels. Like that's where the meter maxes out. And to go any higher than that, you can see right here. So you need to at least like see where you're at. And if everything's too loud, it becomes really difficult and painful to master. And you shouldn't necessarily mix quiet either, because then it also becomes a whole other thing. But you should be like, you should be able to see everything pretty easily. So like a small adjustment wouldn't be like too annoying. I guess that makes sense. Nimda's bass is hit at +6 dB. I'm sure Nimda has spent enough time in his DAW to where he knows what sounds good and why it sounds good. And I think the reason why it sounds good when he does it is because he's messed up so many times trying to mix, and he just kind of got used to mixing that loud. And he's like, okay, well, yeah, this is just how I do it. So when you listen to something like his advice on that, just be careful that you're taking his advice on some good things, but you're also taking advice on bad things as well. You're getting a mixed bag. So you're just getting both the bad and the good of what he's doing. And the bad things that he's doing there's a multitude of reasons why he's doing them still. But it just works for him in a different way. And it's a way that you don't understand and that wouldn't make sense to you. So why would you apply those things to make it sound better if you don't already know? You know? But like literally this part of the song, I'm gonna fucking turn this back on.
Become.
sounds way better. And I think I only cut this by 3 decibels here. But again, don't do this. My point is that your basses are just taking up so much space here and on the high end that it's taking away from the song and just the listening experience. So just turn the basses down. You also had like some fucking bass. Yeah, what's going on here? You can literally see it hard clipping too. Like this just looks like it's a mistake. It looks like you just had a bass, you slapped it in, and you turn the gain up like all the way. It's just too loud. And you can't trick. That's also like kind of the reason it's bad to mix loud anyways, because you're tricking yourself into making this bass loud too. So because you set the top part of your bass is so loud, you started feeling like you need to compensate in every other way possible by making everything else loud. You don't need to do that. You just need to turn one thing down. And that's the top of the basses. You can leave everything else as is. You don't need to boost this up. You don't need to boost any other kick. You don't need to do that. You're fine. It's like when people say like boosting and cutting and EQs and shit. A lot of people, they're like, oh, just fucking, yeah, I'll just boost the sub. And then like their high end will be too low and they'll be like, oh, I'll just boost the fucking high end. And then they're like, oh, well, I need more like mids. And it's like, oh, well, I'll boost the mids here. You know, there. It's like, wow, dude, guess what shape you just made? Guess what fucking shape you just made? You wanna know what shape you just made? You just made this shape. That's all you did. Except you're boosting everything. You can just have one single point do all the work instead of putting fucking 3 different shapes around it. Like, come on. You don't need this many shapes. You just need one. And that's what you're basically doing. You're taking the sub, taking the kick, you're boosting them up, and you're like, oh, well, everything sounds really quiet, so I'm gonna boost those up too. But you have like the high end of the bass, and you're like, I need to kick up too, and I need that other bass just all the way up. You need to do that. Just turn the bass down. Your fills are pretty cool. I don't know why the fuck your fills are like the most dynamic part of the song. But they ironically sound kind of good crushed like this. I don't know why. That little hi-hat though is a crash cymbal. It's just kind of too loud though, but you kind of get the point. Oh yeah, so the thing I didn't comment on it, but the vocal here is way easier to separate. So great job on that. You succeeded. The fuck?
Hush, child. No more doubts. No more fears.
Yeah, so you got it pretty much. Top of the basses, I'm saying you have a sub and then your basses, right? You have a dedicated sub with a different plugin. If your basses that you're high end, that you're high passing and shit. That's what I'm assuming you're doing. I'm saying everything that you're doing with like the high passed basses, just turn the entire bass group down, except for the sub. And it should work. It should be fine. So do it that way. Turn everything down though, just overall. But I'm saying in particular the top end of the bass. Turn that shit down. And you could even just apply a subtle. Oh gosh, I keep messing this one up. You apply a subtle EQ like this at like 1.5k hertz, just to take that like harsh mid-high down. That should be okay. But please learn from the experience. Like, mix quieter. It'll be easier for yourself and just like metering things in the first place. I wonder if I can just load up that Feliz Navidad thing. I'll show you. Feliz Navidad. Dun, dun. Feliz Navidad. Dun, 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 dun. Feliz Navidad. Something. I don't know the rest of the lyrics. I'm not Spanish. You think the harshness is coming from that frequency range or the loudness in general? I think both. It's too loud overall, and that frequency range is also especially too loud. But that frequency range is only so annoying and loud because the bass group you have is too loud. So I'm gonna show you real quick. Okay, can I fucking see this? I'm gonna show you real quick what my mixing project looks like. This is the thing I made for Christmas, and it was just like really small, but. Why does it sound different? It sounds weird, but I don't know what the fuck's wrong with it. Whatever. You can see like all the meters, they're around this range. And ignore this guy. This guy's going into a group, and this is being distorted. So this is actually the loudness of it. And they're going to the sidechain. The sidechain and the bass is the kick to snare. It could be quieter, sure. But I was kind of in a rush and I didn't really care. That's what the master looks like. That's really it. There's nothing else on here. And I even, before the limiter, I even turned it down 6 decibels too. Because without it, I just couldn't turn it down. Yeah, like with RB clipping, I couldn't change the gain down. I just added that. But you can see, like, I started off really quiet. Like, even this. It's like, at least I have that headroom to know, like, what I could do, how much I could add. And this is what I was saying earlier about, like the saturator thing. I can have a saturator just do a lot of the heavy lifting. Yeah, so the saturator does all that heavy lifting, and then the limiter just gets to the rest. And then it sounds good. Yeah. If I saw your levels, I probably would. Yeah, I mean, I start off with like a soft clipper kind of plugin, and then I transition over to like adding more plugins. So like I said, I like, at first I had the limiter and I turned it up a little bit. I was like, okay, well, I need to add some gain or turn down the thing before it goes into there. Then I was like, okay, well, there's like big peaks in the song, so I'm gonna add a little saturator to cut off those peaks. I'm kind of adding it one at a time, and each single plugin has a purpose. And I can add some more, like if I wanted to add more stereo, like, okay, well, maybe I want some more stereo. I'll add just a little bit more. And I'll put that before like my saturator and limiter. You know, it's minor stuff like that, but every single one of these has a purpose, even if it's a really minor one. Oh, and drums in the intro. What was it? I can't remember what I said with the drums.
I have a gift for you, child. You will become a testament in blood. Go, child of testament.
I mean, they just sound okay to me. I remember saying the kick was really distorted here. Yeah, it sounds okay to me. Yeah, I guess. I can't remember what I said. Yeah, anyways. That's about it with that one. Do we have any more submissions? I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas from the bottom of my heart. Feliz Navidad. I think that's it. By the way, the like double ride is actually one ride and a sword. That sounds cool. Yeah, I'm always here to help. I think that's all I have for submissions, and I think I'm ready to end the stream. Not many submissions today, that's fine. We can always just go over more stuff later on. Actually, we have one more submission. This is like a external one. So it's a bit different. This one. Yeah, motherfucking Cubic. Let's do feedback for this guy and we'll end the stream.
Cubic.
Ponha.
Okay, pretty good. I like it. Good identity, good structure. I feel like it was a pretty enjoyable experience. I had a few notes, but not too many. Some of the basses in here are really harsh. Like obviously you have that like wow 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 rhythm thing.
Cubic.
But on that snare where it does, you have like a snare hit. That pshoo. And that's really harsh. You should turn that down. Or at least like take away the peaks in there that are harsh.
Cubic.
The song is very mono, not like enough stereo for my liking. Like, bro, you have 2 channels. Make use of those 2 channels called left and right. Have some stereo width in this bitch. And yeah, I know this is rhythm, but fuck, I cannot with my disdain for like rhythm sound design. I just it's so simple. It's so just flat. I know it's rhythm. I just think the sound design can be better. If not the main sound design, add some kind of layer on there to give it like more structure. Cause this just sounds like every other rhythm bass. And I get it. It's easy to make. It's fun to like have a little yoinky bass. It's just not hitting it. They have a cool bass over here though at some point. Yeah, that bass where it's like wah. That's a cool bass. I think it's really it's really identifiable. It's really interesting. I like that one. So something like that I kind of dig. It's unique, you know. Everything else is like yeah, that's all I really have to say. Just cool song overall. Thank you, Mr. Cubic. Alrighty, and with that being said, I think I'm about done with the stream. So, yeah. Tune in next week, 5 p.m. if you want some awesome feedback on your awesome songs. So I can make even more awesomer. And I also do have my Saturday production stream where I just go through and make like a song or do anything production wise. I just make drums, basses, you know, you name it. You can just watch my process. So yeah, make sure you subscribe on Patreon. Thank you all. If you do want to hit it next week and get your song feedback on, just click the link in the description. Click there, and you'll have to subscribe to the tier so you can get some feedback on it. I submit a forum about every week, the day before and an hour before streams, so you guys can submit it there.